Do you think Core's push to increase the op return is an attempt to centralize Bitcoin? Since you've spoken about this battle between centralization and decentralization.
Yeah, so the way that I analyze is I analyze the proximity of individual players to the proof of weapons network. So when Adam Back, someone I've got deep respect for, Cypherpunk, in the original white paper mentioned by Satoshi, but when he starts creating Bitcoin treasury companies, I know that he's going to be partnering with Howard Lutnick, the creator of Cantor Fitzgerald, Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, that I believe was a part of Operation Choke Point 2.0, deeply connected to the deep state. And if they're, if he's involved with these people, like Jack Mallers is at 21, I mean, Tether, I'm a shareholder in over 100 different companies. I'm de-investing from all those companies. I did my part because I was an early investor in many of them, including Bitfinex and Coinbase and Kraken and Bitstamp and Bitfinex and Circle and many others. But as I've come over time, they've gone further and further away from the Bitcoin mission. So I'm trying to de-invest from them, but they're getting closer and closer to the proof of weapons network and the Wall Street side. And so I think, Bitcoin and self-custody is the thing. And anybody that is a core developer or part of core and also pushing a Bitcoin treasury company, I'm skeptical of. I'm not making an accusation because it's not even about character. You could be forced into an Epstein, a BlackRock, a Blockstream, an AXA, like a Cantor Fitzgerald. This is the mafia you're getting into bed with. Jack Mallers, you are in bed with the mafia. Like, you are in bed with mafia players. Charlie Kirk tried to exit the mafia. You don't exit the mafia once you're in bed with the mafia. And this is the mafia, the Cantor Fitzgeralds, the proof of weapons network. So once you're there, you're there. So would it surprise me if BlackRock wanted to get as much Bitcoin in ETFs, become shareholders in as many Bitcoin treasury companies, fund as much of the developers and compromise as many of the developers as possible, and take as many mining companies public and become the main shareholder in those public Bitcoin mining companies. The biggest threat to Bitcoin right now is the US, because the proof of weapons network is hosted in the US, and the US is getting more mining, more public companies, more ETFs, more treasury companies, and they have developers. That is a big concern for me. And so if somebody is going to create a competing implementation whereby approximately 20% of node operators are running an alternative implementation, I encourage that because I think we might need it one day. I'm not making I ideologically kind of agree with the argument of let's not change too much. But I'll just say it, Peter Todd, I mean, this is somebody that advocates for nuclear war. This is a staunch Zionist. This is somebody that has no Bitcoin. Ideologically couldn't be any further away from what I think Bitcoin is, and doesn't even have a stake in the game, and wanted to increase the number of Bitcoin and has radical ideas, and he's in the core development team. I think we need to hedge. So for me, it's all about protectionism, and making sure that we can hold core to account, because they know. Just like I remember when ghash.io got like almost 50% of the mining pool, and then we had to all coordinate in order to make sure that everyone moves their miners to a different pool. And then they came down and they were tiny eventually. This is another core is an attack on Bitcoin, and we need to know how we protect ourselves from core. It's not an attack on core from me. It is, I believe competition is good. And if we go through this experiment of really showing that we can put 20% of our nodes to knots, that's a good thing. That's an attack vector that Bitcoin has protected itself from. And I have no doubt that the largest, most powerful actors in the world will want as much control over Bitcoin as possible. And humans can be compromised, can be ransomed, can be blackmailed, can be forced to do things, even if they don't do it anyway. So that's an important thing for us to protect ourselves from.
Wow.